and thank you so much for downloading my monthly family budget planner. I'm Jenny Baker, and I've created this template for you to use. I'm just going to talk you through some of the tables that we've got in front of you just to show you quickly how to use it. But one of the first things that you need to do when you click on the link that you've downloaded is go to File, Make a Copy, and save it in your drive. So make yourself a copy, and then that copy is yours then to change straight away. Okay, so here we've got the balance carried forward from the previous month. So if coming out of October going into November you're overdrawn, you could just put minus, if you were 250 overdrawn, minus 250. If not, if you're £35, got £35 left, you could pop £35 in there, and then you're ready to fill in all the different incomes, debts, savings, sinking funds, extras, etc. So I've pre-populated this. I've started filling it out just to give you an idea of what it looks like. So we've got different salary table here. So you've got salaries, additional incomes, child benefit, and the space here if you want to put anything more in. If we go across, we've got the debt table, so any different debts that you might have, so you can add these in as you go through. Yours will be blank when it comes through, and what you'll see is each amount will be totaled for you, and these totals that you put in will feed into the summary box at the top. So this sort of overview, all the totals will automatically feed in here, and then into the summary box, your total income versus your total expenses. So if we scroll down and look at the other tables on here, we've got expenditure needs. So basically this is everything you need to sort of keep the roof over your head and the lights on, all the sort of basics that you need, essentials, but no extras in there. So like I say, I've sort of pre-populated that already to give you a rough idea of what it looks like. And then the next table, we've got expenditure entertainment. So these are for extras, and there's loads of extra space there for you to put any more, because I know we're all different and we may spend our money differently. So you may well have some streaming and stuff that you might want to put in. So that's the entertainment one. And then if we scroll over, we've got sinking funds. Now, I hadn't heard this term until a couple of years ago, and basically it's just a way to describe something, large purchases that you're saving for across the year and putting money away for. So for example, if you wanted 1800 at Christmas, you could put away 150 each month to make sure you've got that money at Christmas time. Same with if you were saving for a holiday, you might put some money away there. And then the last box at the bottom, expenditure extras, so anything that we haven't covered already. Like I say, you've got some space at the bottom here if you want to add any more, and you've got loads of space in the entertainment to make changes, and in the expenditure needs there's space if you want to add extras as well. So if I just scroll back up, so I've already noticed that we're a little bit we've gone over this month in our spending, so we need to find some savings, so we'll do that there. So it's really good to put it down in black and white and see where your money's going. And then finally at the bottom we have a pie chart which sort of summarizes where your money is going. So if we look at this one, it's quite telling. So we've got 55% of our money going on our needs. We've got a massive 21% going on debt, 3.4% on entertainment, so we're not feeling the fun at the moment, 12.1% on savings, which is good, and then 7.7% going on sinking funds, so that's going to help a little that we're preparing for those bigger spends. So like I say, there's an overview at the top, sort of lists all your sort of outgoings, and then this summary and what you've got left to spend. But like I say, there's something about putting it in black and white that's really helpful, because it makes you really think about, do I need this? If you want to print it out, I'll just show you. Go to File, Print Preview, And if we change it to portrait, what you'll see is it's a nice one-page view. So if you wanted to print it out, keep records of your budgets over the year, that is what it would look like. So it'll just print off in a nice one-page view. And then if you get to the end of November and you think, actually, that's really worked this month, I'm going to create one for December, all you have to do is right-click on the planner November 25 at the bottom, go to copy to existing spreadsheet. And what will happen is it will ask you where you want to copy it to. So it's the existing spreadsheet that you're going to copy it to. You click insert, and what it does is opens a brand new tab that's exactly the same. And if you want to click on it, right click again, you can rename it to December. We'll call it the same. So planner December 25. And if you want it right next door to November, you can just click and drag it. So there you have it. You've got an exact replica that you can fill in for December. Okay, so that's the planner. And then on here, as a little bonus, you've got a way of tracking over the year your expenditure, your sinking funds, and a way of tracking what you're making in payments towards your debt. So these are little extras, and it will add it up for you and work out what you've paid off over the year for your debt and what you've saved up over the year for your sinking funds. And then finally, at the top, if you are downloading this budget to help you get out of debt, you may well have done your research and know that there's two different options of helping you get out of debt, which is one called the debt snowball, another called the debt avalanche, and they're both slightly different and they work slightly differently, but essentially they're there to help you get out of debt. So the debt snowball, you list your debt in order from smallest to largest, and then that so you'd list your total amount owing and what your minimum payments are and any overpayments that you're going to make. But essentially the principle of the debt snowball is to make overpayments to pay the smallest one off, which then frees up the payment for that to then attack the next smallest one. And then each time you pay off one of these little debts, it's a win. You feel like you're getting somewhere, and you keep working like that until you get up to your largest debts. The debt avalanche is similar, but it works on ordering your debts in order from your highest interest rate to your lowest interest rate, with the theory behind that the quicker you pay off the debts with the highest interest rate, the more money you're going to save in the long run. So it might well be that a lot of your debt is on interest-free credit cards, so it might not make sense to do the debt avalanche. It might make more sense to do the debt snowball. But if indeed your debt or some of your debt is high in interest, the debt avalanche might work. So anyway, this is just an added bonus if you are conscious of paying off debt and you are going to try and do that. So that's there as a little added bonus. There's a user guide here on the last tab, and there's instructions for how to set up a Google account. If you haven't got Google Sheets already, you can set up a Google account, and that will help you make a copy of this Google Sheets. And there's some other little basic instructions on there as well. So that's there. Okay. So this is my monthly family budget planner sort of overview. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for downloading. I hope it really helps you, and I hope it helps you as much as it's helped me over the last couple of years. I used it for getting out of debt, and it has really helped me writing it down each month, having a goal and sticking to it. So wishing you best of luck, and thank you so much for downloading. Take care now. Bye.